look at how rosy right here is.
I have rosy cheeks because I'm cute.
What's up, Brite Nation?
What's up, Brite Nation?
Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It is Monday for us, and
Big week.
Big week. So we are going to be finishing the suspension and the frame and getting everything ready this week before it goes to powder.
That's right. We got 5 days. We got the welder back up and running, and I also picked up Beck's new present.
It's a giant box, y'all. Giant. I know what it is, but I have no idea really what to expect or what it exactly is going to look like.
Premium engineered insulation.
Ooh, stickers.
This is what she got. She got insulation. Oh, sexy. With the scoop. Wow, look at the quality of this thing. So what we have is the Brite fiberglass Highline hood. This is a standard height hood, so it doesn't have a cowl or anything like that, and it's designed to utilize all of the factory Jeep hardware. So your factory hinges will go right on, the hood latches will go right on if you have Highline fenders. It'll also uses all the factory pickups. It's very, very well manufactured. I really like this hood. All the structure is really beefy. It's got the nice pressed corrugated hood vent, which is actually functional. It's open. This is gonna look super sexy on her Jeep. The other reason why we're doing this right now is because we have to finish the shock towers, and we have to put a hoop between the two shock towers so that they don't collapse on each other. But we were waiting on this so that we can get that hoop as high as we can. Now we get to put it on.
The hood that I have here is black fiberglass, but it also comes in carbon fiber. So if you guys are interested in picking up one of these beautiful hoods, you can go to veroza4x4.com, and if you use code LITEBRITE, you can get 10% off. It's pretty cool that they're offering that.
So let's get this thing installed.
Yes.
So once you have your hood off, all you need to do is transfer over your hood hook, the little rubber grommets, which have provisions in the hood, your latches, the catch, and the spring all will fit under the Veroza hood. But for now, we're just gonna get it on so we can transfer all that stuff over.
So this is how it fits. There is a gap here, but before I tell you why, I want to go ahead and tell you guys that this Highline hood will fit any off-the-shelf Highline fenders from Genrite to Poison Spider. The reason these Highline fenders do not fit with the Highline hood is because these Highline fenders aren't just any fenders. They came off of John Brown's 4500 race car, and they are completely custom. So we're just gonna have to do some slight modifications to make them work with the Highline hood.
So now that we have the hood closed, I just have a straight edge across the top of the strut tower bar to see how high we can go. So I'll get a tape measure in there. It looks like we can go about another inch between the hood and the top of this. So that's about 2 inches from the top of the bar. And then I'll take it outside and put the piece of 1 3/4 in a bender and see how close we can get. So I know we had to cut the bottom of the fish mouth off because there's a flange in here. Anyway, it fits.
Chris, this looks amazing.
Thank you. We're gonna put tube clamps in it. Couplers, they go by a bunch of different names. But what this does is it allows us to weld this bar in, but be able to unbolt this bar and get this bar out if we have to remove the motor, because as of right now, you can't fit a motor in there. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna French these guys in as far back as we can and make this bar removable. Now that it's all tacked up, Beck can do it on the table. We'll get it off. She can get the ends welded up, and then we'll set it back in and get it welded into the bars. This line indicates the front of the pulley of the alternator, so I know where the alternator sits in here. So we're gonna pull this all the way up to like about 1/8 of an inch away from that alternator. So we're gonna pull it all the way back here so that we just have more room for the can action back there. Now we will take it apart and weld it up.
Check out the welds, just real quick. I got little dimples in there, but like it looks pretty good. And I was honestly kind of nervous about that, and everyone's gonna see it, so it looks fine. Now that this crossbar is in there though, we do not need the tub anymore. So Chris and I are going to go ahead and put it on a roller and scooch it out of the way so we can completely focus on the frame. And we are gonna go over it with a fine-tooth comb and get rid of all of those little imperfections. This is like the last little bit. So super stoked. I'm so ready to see this thing powder coated and sparkling and looking good. It's like we actually forgot that we need to do one other thing before moving the tub. But honestly, like we can still be doing like little stuff to the frame. So we might not be pulling the tub off of the lift tonight. But Chris, what are we doing?
We gotta make a rear sway bar. Well, we have to put the sway bar mount.
I just got done welding the rear sway bar mount in there, and it's going to attach to the end here and come down. The length is going to be 18 inches, and there's plenty of room for where the tire is going to be and the side of the frame. Also, we know the exhaust is going to come up right behind it. We're looking good on room, and then Mr. Chris right here is working on building brackets for the bump cans because those puppies need to be really strong. It's gonna support the weight of me and this thing right here.
When she jumps off the mountains, when she's bombing through the whoops.
While Chris is getting all the brackets plasma'd out, I went ahead and I removed the axles from the frame, and I also removed the links. Right now I'm gonna go ahead and weld up some of the gussets that he has made for the bump cans.
Start date, log 17, day 5.
Good morning, everyone.
Day 3.
It's another day. We have lots of welding and touching up to do.
And a little grinding and getting the frame really nice and pretty. So that's what we're doing.
Do you have, look at how rosy right here is.
I have rosy cheeks because I'm cute.
Or you've been welding without
No, you've been welding. And I've been going.
full gear on. Okay, well.
I've been going.
Do you guys see it? Okay, well, let's get to work.
So while Beck has been getting the frame all welded up, I've been placing brake lines and making sure we have all the brake routing done before it goes to powder, because you really can't add brake tabs after. So I know the brake lines are going to run down the driver's side upper link. So the brake lines are going to come into here, and then we're going to jump over. I would put them over here, but then I can't get the 90 out because of the pumpkin, so we're gonna have to put it as close to this guy as we can and get the 90 in here, and then we'll split the brake lines and go left and right. And same in the rear. We're gonna come down the driver upper link, jump over, so I'll put another tab right here in the middle, put a 90 back there, and then we'll split the lines and come all the way down the back of the truss. I'll put another one here so that we can do the jump to the calipers. We'll get those welded on next.
Okay, so Chris and I just spent like 4 or 5 hours welding and grinding and getting all the brackets in.
The axles are 100% officially finished. So now we got to work on one of the most important parts of this whole thing.
Most important part is
now we have to pocket the frame. We know that when we articulate the lower link at full stuff, when that side comes down, just touches this corner of the frame, just enough. and I don't want it to at all. Slice that off and then reinforce that and put another piece inside so that we can get a little bit of clearance in here. Not really scientific, but I think it'll work. So now we're just gonna get the plasma out and hope for the best.
Any goodies? Any secret goodies? No.
No money in there? No money in there. Dang it. So these were some braces off of another project. So what you do is you use Dicum. Dicum is a layout fluid, so you can spray these lightly with Dicum. Then they're easily scribable. You can see what you scrape. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay these over those holes, and then Beck's gonna scribe it, and then we can cut it out and trim it out, and then it'll fit perfect. Ta-da, and there's your pattern. Now we just tape that off or marker it or something and then cut it out. Check out that fitment. So now we just gotta get Beck to weld that sucker in. Just like that, she got them all welded in. And now we're gonna call it a night so that we can get out here early in the morning and get all these parts ready to go to powder on Friday.
It's been a long day, so
yep.
ready for some rest.
Yep, and we'll see you in the morning.
Another day, another dollar spent. I know that's not how that saying goes, but that's kind of what it's been feeling like lately. I wanted to tell you guys that yesterday was definitely one of those days where like the shop work totally catches up to you, and with the excessive amount of grinding and plasma cutting and welding and all of that, it just gets stuck in your throat and your nose like extra. My hands have been cracking and bleeding. So have my lips. I know that Chris has had some nosebleeds this week. I did burn some of my hair the other day welding, which I know I should cover up my hair more, but you know, I've been doing this line of work for a while. Sometimes it's just kind of hard to always protect everything. So, you know, you just roll with it. Today is the last day of doing all of this because tomorrow everything has to go to powder. So every nick, hole, grinding mark, everything has got to be smoothed out and looking perfect for powder. I'm pretty excited about getting through this process, even though I absolutely love the fab part and making everything look beautiful and work really well together, but I do feel like my body will recover a little bit some. We're gonna go ahead and get started.
So this morning we got to take care of a couple of things on the frame. I have to make new holes because we had pushed this back originally, and I knew we were going to take care of it now. So those are a couple of things I got to do right now. Beck's going to get some holes drilled and tapped, and I'm going to keep going.
So we got some Baja Design rock lights in. Chris and I thought it would be cool to put it underneath the body mounts. So I already drilled out the holes and then tapping them. That way we can easily put them in after everything is powder coated. Since all this is going to powder tomorrow, I am already laying stuff out on the floor that we are going to load up in the trailer and take down to the powder cutting place. I did get these cutesy tags. Really, it's all that I could find, but I am going to start labeling each item for what color they're gonna be. Not going to tell you guys the colors quite yet because I want to surprise you, but this is definitely a good thing to do so that way they don't get mixed matched at the powder coat place. So the guy said usually they take pictures, but I'm just gonna go the extra mile and do the tagging, and he thought it was a great idea too. I'm gonna label these tags and get them on there. Looking good, Chris?
Looks
awesome! So the bottom is smooth. So right now we are gonna go ahead and flip it over, Smooth out the top.
Put it on a trailer.
Yes.
So, busy week, but we made it.
We did. We met our deadline too.
Yeah, we have a couple hours to get down there and drop all this stuff off. And so the trailer's all loaded up, the truck's all loaded up.
It's so exciting. I'm still so nervous though, because, you know, what if I pick the wrong colors or...
Oh, you guys don't even know what colors yet.
No, I haven't told him.
So it'll be a surprise when we pick it up for sure.
Yes. But check this out, you guys. There's like nothing in here. It's crazy. Like the lift is free.
Kevin will be happy about that.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking about taking a picture and sending it to Kevin and Brittany to be like, look at this place. But I'm not. We'll just surprise them when they come back in a couple days.
So there you go. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And you can get all your Lite Brite merch and decals at
LiteBriteStudios.com.
We'll see you later, guys.
See ya.
Bye. Back on the top, I'm in my drop top, cruising the street. Yeah.